Okay, so, oh man, this is called, I'm pushing everything as I'm doing this. So I'm Emily Soderborg. I'm super glad that all of you are here. And I want to also introduce Clell and Charlene Pete. They're going to be helping me today. So Clell is the vice chair. Is that correct? Vice chair.
It was, no.
Was.
Well, yeah.
Did you have your elections?
It will be Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday. Okay, so he was the past vice chair for the Confederated Tribe of the Goshute Business Council. Their chairman passed away in January, so they had elections. They're having them on Saturday, correct? And then Charlene is the education director for the Confederated Tribe of the Goshute. And so as we have been working on this, we've been doing this like hand in hand. I have talked with Charlene on Zoom more than I can count. So we want you to make sure that you know that with our Native American Curriculum Initiative lessons, that we really do partner with the tribal nations within Utah. And this lesson is specifically about the Confederated Tribe of the Goshute, not about any of the other of the 8 sovereign nations, but it does include aspects from some different Native American tribes. We'll go over that as well today. So today, I feel like Ben and Keely's keynote was like a huge lead-in to what we're doing today. So it's perfect. So I want you to think, how much water is on Earth? Okay, thinking about that. And what are some things you use water for? You drink it, yes. Wash, all kinds of things. So our bodies are more water than anything else. So we are made up of water. We use water to function. As we're looking at this, the Earth is 71% water. But out of that, only 3% is fresh water that we can drink. The rest is salt water. And of that, 2.5% of that 3%, so 2.5% of the fresh water is unavailable because it's in glaciers, it's frozen, and we can't access it. Okay, that means only 0.5% of all of the Earth's fresh water is easily accessible as surface water in rivers, streams, and lakes, because the other is either underground or in glaciers or other things. So thinking about that, I want you to think, how does water get to us? It flows. I love Autumn is showing me it's flowing. So we're going to use that idea of flowing, of movement, to inspire us to create melodies today. But before we create melodies, we want to just imagine pathways that it's moving. So can you guys see this? I know over here it's really tricky. What do you see? A map. Yeah. So think, okay, imagine some of you preschool all the way up to 6th grade. We use maps lots of different ways. So what do you see on the map? Mountains. You can see that there's the mountains with the different topographical. What else do you see? You see rivers. You see boundaries of some kind. Okay, so we are going to use the flowing of water, just like Autumn said, to help us create compositions today. So even though the mountains are over here and it usually flows from high to low, because we're working with students that read from left to right, we're going to follow our lines from left to right today to help with reading. So we're going to look at this stream right here. Okay, so this stream is called Birch Creek. And so we are going to look at the contour of this stream to create a melody. Now, I might choose to do it with my voice. I might choose to use an instrument. I might choose to use something different. So I'm going to start with my voice today because it's an instrument that you can have in any classroom, no matter where you are. You can use voices. So I'm just going to start, it starts high, so I'm going to go. Did that match the contour? Does it have to sound like that? No. So, but I'm following the contour today. So today, you are going to get to create your own melody based on a water contour. So this was Birch Creek. I made it a little bit easier. So if I do it, I'm going to change it just a little bit. And I'm going to do it with a glockenspiel today. So my glockenspiel right here, and I only have a couple of these. The high is small and the low is larger. So if I start high, I'm going to go. Okay, so but now for me to compose, I need to be able to do the same thing again. So I need to practice. So I have to practice so I can play the same thing more than once. Because if you don't repeat it, it's just improvising. But if you can repeat it, it's a composition. So any way that we want to write it down, we can write it down. It doesn't have to be notes. It doesn't have to be just a way that you can remember how you've created the composition. So I have 4 different streams here. So we have Weaver Creek, Chicken Creek, 15 Mile Creek, and Sam's Creek. And so you can choose to use Chrome Music Lab today. So this is also really great in classrooms because it's web-based. You don't have to sign in. And you can create a melody with this. So if you would like to use Chrome Music Lab today, you can go ahead and use Chrome Music Lab. Or we can use instruments. So I'm going to have you create a music composition for one of those 4 creeks, and you get to choose which one. And then we're going to have a couple of people play theirs, and we have to guess which water contour they used. So groups of 3, I think, you'll create a composition. So if we have like just a small group of 3, you choose who's in your group. If you would like an instrument, you may come get, if you want like more than 1 octave, this set of boom whackers has more than 1 octave. This set of boom whackers has chromatic in it, which means half steps. This set of decibels is chromatic, but with Song Maker on here, you can change it. You can go in the settings and change, just play around with it. I let the students, but make sure that it's singable. So if you are doing more than 1 note at a time, can you sing it? Because as we look at our water lines, is there more than 1 thing happening at a time? It's just a single melody line, a single melody flow. And so we're going to go ahead and let you choose one of those. So you're going to have about 10 minutes right now to create a composition for one of the water contours in a group of about 3. Okay?
Can you go back to the QR code really quick?
Yes. So if you want to do it on your phone, you can use Chrome Music Lab. If you would like to use it here, you can do that.
Hey, can you show us how to use Music Lab real quick?
It is, yes, it is so simple. All you do is you tap on it where you want to note, and if you don't want it, you untap. It is very self-intuitive, but if you don't want to figure it out, go ahead and use instruments. You can, and I have markers and paper there as well, so that you can write it down some way. Let me hand this to you, Lisa.
Who wants to get their hands on that? Anybody?
So we have bells right there. If anyone wants me to show them Chrome Music Lab, it's very, very, very intuitive. Like if you want me to just show you, all you do is you tap. Yeah, super easy. Okay, does everyone have this? Can I go to the, there. Okay. So as soon as they do this, then we will talk about the Confederated Tribe of the Goshen, and I'll have you share some things.
My life has changed. I don't have to have kids.
You can just set them down and just tap, tap, tap.
So, fun fact, my mom just has these at the house and she hangs out with the grandkids, and it becomes better for us if we love it.
I can find out for you. These are desk bells, and so they're just like, you just tap them, it's like bells. Yeah, you should be able to, but just turn yours, could you have your sound off? Is it silenced? Yeah, so these are all playing at the same time. So what you'll want to do, it's actually easier if you turn it this way, because if you have them all at the same time, so let's see if I can. So like if you want it down there, oh sorry, you want a melody, so that's going to be playing at any time that it's in the same row, it's doing more than one note at a time. Do you have your sound off?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I don't know, but
Do you need help with? Okay, do you have your sound off? Okay, and so right here, you can hear that you have 4 notes playing at the same time. You have 3 notes, so you're going to want to just 1 note at a time. Yeah. Yeah. You can do, see, so those 2 are going to be playing at the, so right there. Yeah. Because if you do them on top of each other, they'll be playing at the same time. So the easiest way to play boom whackers is actually on your shoe. It's the easiest way, and it doesn't, like if you have kids hitting them on the floor, they'll bend up. Just, I mean, your lap works too, but it kind of hurts, but right on your shoe, it doesn't hurt.
okay, so I think we started from the bottom. Yeah, up a little bit, and then up, and then you go all the way down, and then halfway down, well, not all the way down, halfway down.
You guys have Chrome Music Lab. Do you have any questions?
So something like that.
Okay.
Then down.
I'm like, I didn't show you because it's like really so intuitive that students, like, you don't have to show them what to do.
All the way up or just up?
Like, they just get it. And all you have to do is, oh, yep, but you have 2 playing at the same time. Like, that's the only thing that I really ever had to teach in music lab with Songmaker. Yeah. So.
Okay, so. Yeah.
Okay, so I want you guys to make sure as you're composing on Chrome Music Lab, it notates it for you. On the other ones, make sure you notate it so you know how, so you know how to play it as a composition, not as just improvisation. However you want. You can do it however you want. Whatever makes sense to you. Okay, and you write it however it makes sense to you. It doesn't matter if you guys can read it. That's all that matters with this notation. So. Okay, I'm gonna give you about 2 more minutes. About 2 more minutes, okay?
But I need to drive.
2 more minutes.
Oh, don't worry, we have it.
Okay, but practice it. If you have it, practice it so you can play it. Yeah. You're getting it to work. It's easier on a laptop, but it works on phones too, because you can see more of it. So your settings okay, there you go. You just have to add more. So that's so when we scroll over.
Yeah, so how do I scroll over? So that's the thing. Yeah, I'll scroll over.
So this is 1 and 2, and so that is 2 bars. So you want 4 bars?
Oh, okay.
So right here on these 2, you notice you have 2 playing at the same time.
I like it.
Uh-huh.
Right.
But it's not something you can sing. It sounds good on here. But like if we're following a melody, there's not any part of it where you have 2, like the stream just flows one way. Yeah. Uh-huh. So these you can you also have the percussion going on, which is fine. Yeah, these are the percussion. So this is a drum and this is like a snap type sound. But it's fine. It makes it fun. The kids love it. And like I said, I didn't teach you how to use it because it's so intuitive. The kids they just do it. So yeah, and it's free. And then the other thing that you can save, and then all you have to do is you email the link, or put the link in a Word document, because there's no login. But if they want to save it, so yeah. But it's them emailing themselves it or putting it in a Word document or something to save the link. Okay, about 30 seconds. Are you guys good in about 30 seconds? Eyes on me. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I really wish we could hear all of them today, but I would love to have 3 groups play theirs so that we can guess which water contour they are using. So do I have a group that wants to play theirs? You can play it from your Chrome book, or you can play it on the instruments. Volunteer. Okay, right here. Okay, so listen and see if you guys can figure out which water contour they are doing a composition for. Clap for them. Okay, which water contour do you think that was? Was that 1? Was that 2? Was that 3? Was that 4? Okay, so I see a little bit of 4. So reasoning, those of you that didn't, why do you think it's that number? It went up first. So do you see how this composition is making your students think? They have to listen, they have to pay attention. So was it number 1, was it Weaver Creek? And so if it wasn't, then they would have to be like, oh, they're also modifying it. I was trying to do number 2, but it didn't sound like number 2 because it didn't go up first. Just helping them self-evaluate their own composition and change it. Another group that wants to play theirs for us. Okay.
We have one on the music lab.
Okay, so turn your volume up as loud as you can, and everyone just listen. Play it one more time. Okay, which one? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I love it.
Okay, so I see a lot of 1s. Why do you think it's 1? You can hear the contour. You can hear it going up. You can hear it going down. Do I have one more group? Can I ask you guys, since you did boomwhackers, so we have a different instrument, would that be okay? So you guys can see and hear how it's different. Which one do you think? Clap for them, clap for them. Sorry, I didn't have them clap for you too. Which one?
Play it again so we can hear.
Play it one more time for us.
The others so talented. There you go.
Thank you. So you can use any melodic instrument. You can use your voice. You can use Crow Music Lab. You can use bells, boomwhackers, anything that is a melody to have students create composition. So whatever you have available to you is something you can use. And you can have them choose different things. So we're going to use these. Those of you that did Crow Music Lab, you will want to click Save on yours, and then you will want to email that link to yourself. So that's the hard thing. You don't sign into this, so students don't ever have a sign in. You can save your work, but then they have to figure out, in first grade it's a little bit tricky. They have to figure out how to email their saved link to themselves. That's the only hard part about Crow Music Lab, is helping them, because we're going to want to have it saved so that we can use it later. So go ahead and click Save, copy the link, and just email it to yourself, because then it will just bring it up. Okay, so we were looking at this map, And we were using the different water lines on here to create our melodies. So this map is a map of the Confederated Tribes of the Goshute Reservation. So it's found on the western edge of Utah and the eastern edge of Nevada. So the red is the borders of the reservation. So you can see there's a little bit right there that is not part of the reservation. And then they have a second part of the reservation up at the top, which is near Ibapaw, Utah, right outside of it. So you can see it's kind of got weird lines. So it's right in between Utah and Nevada as we're doing this. Part of it is in Juab County, part of it is Tooele County in Utah, and then it's in White Pine County in Nevada as we're doing this. So as we're looking at this, this is a map from nativeland.ca. So it's from Canada, and it shows ancestral lands of many, many, many tribal nations. It's not completely accurate. It's a work in progress. But you can see right here, our ancestral lands of the Goshute cover a lot more space than that teeny itty bitty tiny bit of land. As we're looking at Utah, you can see that space that we saw. The Goshute right here covered a large portion of Utah and into Nevada, but we also have other tribal groups in Utah, and we have our federally recognized reservation lands here on the left. So you can see those. So the only one that we're talking about today is Confederated Tribe of the Goshute. There is another Goshute reservation, the Skull Valley Band of Goshute. We are not talking about them. This is specifically Confederated Tribe of the Goshute as we're doing this. So as we're looking at this, the reservation is about 525 square miles. So thinking about that, we're in Utah County. Okay, so this is Utah County. It's a big portion of Utah County. And these are the cities in Utah County. So from about Orem down in Utah County, that's about 525 square miles. So to mentally imagine, okay, how much land area is their reservation? So as we're looking at that, does that help you picture about how much land they have? Okay, so we're going to watch Clell, and then Clell, whatever you want to add in on this, he's going to talk about why Ibapaw is called Ibapaw, and also why they're called Goshute. So I'll just go like this. So this is a recording that their youth created with Spy Hop.
Why it's called Idaho. Okay, I went down there this morning, down in that lane, it's 1 8 miles. And this, we got 80 miles. 80 miles means gray water. And you know, that's the only place where there's a gray water because the clay changes. When you come here, when you get down here, it turns to this color of water. This is why they call it, it's Iowa, but in Indian it's Avima. Avi means gray water. And also, I got something here that you guys might why they call us Goshi. And it's something here, would you guys come here and help us put this on hand. Like this, and then let it dry. Yeah, ain't got any question. And let it dry. And then let it dry. And it'll turn gray. And that's what the Goshi means, gray hues. That's what Goshi really means.
Okay, Lisa, will you grab that for me? Clell, what else would you like to share about Ibapaw, about the Confederated Tribe of the Goshute Reservation?
like we were talking about, is water. You know, that's important. The go shoot, like I was explaining to those students that water is more important to us because we believe in water, and it's our life. It's life is water, and it's very important to us that we have medical things in it that we do. We share a lot of our medical ways of just natural. It's just natural medicine to us that the earth and the water mix together to make us as who we are, and what we believe in, and what our life is in a reservation out in the desert. But it flows where there shouldn't be any water, like in the desert. But it does. It's a blessing to us that water is very important to us.
Yeah. So, Charlene, will you tell us a little bit about each of these images? This is, Charlene and I worked on this. And so the Goshute have been in the Great Basin since time immemorial. So that means forever, right? Anthropologists say that they moved in, but the Goshute say they have been there since time immemorial. And since we are sharing this lesson from the Goshute perspective, that's the only perspective that we are giving at this time. And so we have right here the land. You can stand up if you need to see better, Charlene.
Is that one of the photos I took?
Yes.
So that's part of our land base, and as you see, we are a mountain tribe. We've got the Bioroya, if you've ever seen that book, that tells a story about how Mother Hawk got mad and she started crashing into the land, forming the mountains. And then as you see, it leads out into the Great Basin Desert. So we are a Great Basin tribe. And like Emily said, we are there from time immemorial, and we've always come back. We kind of had like almost like a trail of tears, like the Cherokee did back in the southeastern states. But for us, we always came back to our land base, which was here in the Ibupa Valley. And this is just some of the stuff that we have out there. I'm not sure what that picture is in
It's
the
a
middle.
pine nut. Pine nuts.
Oh, a pine nut.
Yeah, sorry, it's a little bit hard to see with the lights.
So I was raised in New Mexico. My dad was in the military, so we got transferred here and there. So I always call them piñons. What do you guys call them? Pine nut? What's the name for it?
Dua.
Dua in our language. Clell is one of our Goshute elders who still retains our language, which is the Goshute language. Right now we are working with Tuella County School District, and we have one of our other Goshute elders who is teaching it in our elementary school, in Ibupa Elementary School. And then he is writing lesson plans right now, excuse me, my eye's itching, to get the lesson plans taught in junior and senior high, starting with Wendover High School. We hope to have him video recorded so it can be shared with other schools throughout the Utah. So that's a plan that's kind of slowly coming along, but at least it's here and our kids are learning. The next picture is a picture of one of our, what we call a bogoji. It's one of the lizards. This right here is the Wickiup, which our great grandparents would have built, probably like in our area where it's more warmer. And then as it got colder, they'd start throwing skins on there, which could have been like the deer, which is the natural animal in our area. And then we've got is that a hare?
Yeah, a jackrabbit.
Gamu.
Gamu. So in our language, it's gamu. The other one is the deer. Duya is the,
Wow.
no, I think it's a mule deer. So that would be a duya in our language. So the deer is a traditional animal that we eat. Several decades back, the elk was introduced out there, so we have huge elk herds that run from the eastern part of our reservation where our Beadoya Mountains are, and then they run clear across to Shelbourne region, which is on the Nevada White Pine County.
Yeah. So that is looking at a little bit historical, but we wanted you to see Ibapaw today because we want students to know that they're not living in Wickiups now. Did you hear how Charlene said her great-great-great-grandparents? So they live in houses just like us. And so some of these are taken from just Google Maps, looking at images of Ibapaw. Obviously, you can tell it's really rural, so that they have that out there, but recognizing that the Goshute are alive and thriving today is really, really important. So for the Goshute, just like Clell said, water is so, so, so important. And in 2006, they began a lengthy fight for their water rights in their communities that still is going on today. The value of water to CTGR is understood even by the very youngest members of their tribal nation. As part of their legal battles, they actually had the students at Ibapaw Elementary, and we'll get to see this later, illustrate a book specifically about Ibimba, which is water, to use as part of the legal hearing that they had. And we have another lesson besides this one that specifically focuses on that book as well. So this is the students. This is the entire elementary at Ibapaw Elementary from this past year. So when you show students this, they're like, that's less students than are in our whole class. But if they didn't have their own elementary school, they would have to drive 70 miles to school and then 70 miles back. And in fact, in middle school, they start having to do that. They only have an elementary school in Ibapaw. And so that's like an hour and a half drive to school, an hour and a half drive back from school. And then imagine in middle school, high school, they want to be involved in anything, and they have to have a ride there, a ride back, because they have to get to Wendover to do school. So this was their students from this last year. So this is Rupert Still, and I have a really soft spot with this lesson. The day I taught this lesson in an elementary school was the day that Rupert passed away. And so every time I show this, Rupert just passed away this past January, and he was their tribal chairman. But I wanted to share some of his words. He said, "We know our ancestors for a long time left their spirits here, where they live, where their water is. The Goshutes hold ceremonies at the water springs and come to drink from and talk to the water when ill. If this dries up, that goes away. We have no place to practice our spiritual ways." So it's not just a physical need for water, it's a spiritual need for water. It's a need for that connection with ancestors. So we're going to look at our water contour melodies. So part of the legal battles that they were fighting is there are different areas in Nevada and actually in Utah that don't have enough water where they have lots of people living. And so people want to divert water to those areas. One of the areas was Las Vegas, because there's so many people in Las Vegas that they want to build a pipeline using pipes about as big as that man is tall to divert water there. So imagine your melody. How would your melody change if a pipeline was built to divert the water from this stream? So this is part of their springs area right in their reservation. So imagine that. Imagine a pipeline, and we're going to change our melodies now. So imagine thinking, okay, so here's Birch Creek, the first one I did, and I have on there links so that you can show the changes. And then I put a pipeline in to make it sound a little bit different. So the first part of my melody is exactly the same. It's following the part of the stream. And then I'm changing it to match where it's going. So this time, instead of following the contour, you can make up your melody and then show the where the water is being diverted based on your melody. or you can draw the contour and create the melody based on the contour. You can do it either way this time. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to give you quite as much time this time. Go ahead and open up your link that you had, or if you have it still open, change it. If you are on instruments, go ahead and change it to show how, if a water pipeline was built, how the water contour would be changed. So I have those there again. Thank you. Well, I'll have you do more. But so after this, I will actually have you teach them just blah. I'll have you say the phrase, but I think the only thing they'll be able to say today is just water. I don't know that they'll be able to say the whole phrase. They can try.
Okay, so I think it needs to be, that one I think just needs to be flat.
Yes. Yep. You get to choose. You get to choose where you start changing the melody. It's just building water. So you don't have to. This is theoretical right now. So just change your melody. So they dig. Yeah, they build, like they dig a big hole, put pipe in, and they divert the water. Yeah, it's going. Yes. And so. So you start your melody, and then you put in your pipeline, and it's wherever it's going. Maybe it's just same note. Maybe it's just straight up, like, because most pipelines are going to be direct, right? Thinking about that. But there's no right answer to this.
So we're putting in a theoretical.
Theoretical, because they fought it, and there is no pipeline that got built. And I'll go over that, but.
All the other colors.
Yes, if there were to be a pipeline, how would it change the melody, the contour? Yes. Yes. Yep, so there is no right, no wrong answer here. It's all theoretical of like what would a pipeline make the melody do. Like, or straight up, or whatever you want to do. Yeah, so it's just, like I said, it's just theoretical, imagining a pipeline. You have it changed? Write it down. Yes. I love that you guys grabbed the chromatic bears. Aren't they so cute? They're BYU elementary ed, so I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
No, sorry, I can do it. You don't it's bigger than
Because we've seen some of those creeks dry. And then what is useful over Bonneville, but others running out in the desert with these out of water.
Is there something there? I want you to share that. So, yeah. Because they never did build a pipeline, but you still have to be aware that things are happening with the water in the streams. So, I know, I tried to pick the ones that, because some of the other streams were like up and down, and I'm like, I needed the strings that were going this way.
Kind of have a little, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, one more minute. One more minute. Okay, eyes on me in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Does anyone want to share their composition? You know that the students are dying at this point in time to share, so that we can hear how your theoretical pipeline changed your melody. Yes? Sure. Okay, just listen, everyone. Did you hear very much contour in that? Or was it?
So I changed it that it was reducing the amount of music that was being played. So both were decreasing, so both were 2.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, it was 1, 2, right?
Yeah.
Read the numbers. So it was both the bottom left, but it reduced the amount of music. Even though the sound was the same, but it reduced the amount of
Such an interesting way of viewing it. And I love that this gives students, they can interpret it however they want to interpret it, as long as they're creating music with this. Can I get one more? There's no wrong. Okay, Renee, thank you.
You can hear it.
How did you hear the pipeline doing that? Did you hear it's just taking it somewhere else at the end? And you get your students to start analyzing what they hear, and they have to describe it and how they're hearing this. So Chloe and Charlene were telling me with these different creeks. Do you want to tell me, Charlene, tell everyone?
Well, a creek that we have that's not up there, it's called Spring Creek. A few years back when we were going through a severe drought, my husband runs a small ranching outfit out there with cattle, and we were checking to see if the water was going where it's supposed to go out into the Nevada area. So then when we were, I think we were on 4-wheelers, we were riding along watching the water, and we could see it decreasing. And then finally we got to the end, which should have been the end of the creek, but all we found was it was all dried out, and the natural fish that's natural to our area is called the Bonneville cutthroat, and the poor fishes had died right there because they couldn't even turn around to go back. So, I mean, that's how severe it gets. But right now it's plentiful because we had a large snowfall, and then we had a lot of rain that of course melted a lot of the snow. But we are having plentiful flow right now.
I love that. And I love that this exercise is completely theoretical because they have won their legal battles so far, and there is no pipeline diverting their water away. So right now it's completely theoretical, just looking at what might happen if a pipeline is there. So right now there is no pipeline taking their water. So this is the book that the students wrote, and so with this was in 2011, right at the height of some of their legal battles that they were going on. The students wrote personification sentences and illustrated them about the water in their area. And there's a complete other lesson. It's called A Bimba Personified, if you want to look at that one as well. It's a visual art lesson with all of this as well. So in here, this is one of the images that was actually done by Ruby Rides at the Door, who is one of the native speakers as well, who is there teaching. And her sentence that she put in wasn't personification, it was just sharing about water. And it is, water is a gift from our Mother Earth. And so this is how she put it, but then we have Clell, who, we have her recording, but we're not going to listen to the recording because Clell's here. He's going to teach us how to say this, even if we just learn how to say water. But will you say our water, our Mother Earth gift in Go Shoot? Will you turn the microphone on so that it can hear a little?
Is it on?
If the light's on, it's not actually microphoning for them, it's
Hello?
microphoning for the recording. So, yeah.
Okay. Tam ba tam sogop utup. It means that our water are given to our earth, Mother Earth.
So, will you say the whole thing again? And then we're going to try and say it. We might just end up saying water. Okay? So, say the whole thing again for us, Clau.
Okay. Tam ba tam sogop utup.
Okay, so ba, that second, our water, ba, water is ba. Can we say just that first, our water? Will you say that?
Ba
Again.
ba.
Okay, so even if they're just saying this much, we are bringing the Go Shoot into the present. And we have the recording for you to use of Clell, because unfortunately he can't come in all of your classrooms all the time. I wish that he could. We love that he's here. So say one more time for the whole phrase, our water, our Mother Earth gift.
Tam ba tam sogop utup.
Okay, so, and we have ba is water. So we're going to look at this. Oh, there we go. So this is a Caldecott winning book. We Are Water Protectors. And so I love this book. This book is not Go Shoot, but it has many connections to what we've already learned about the Go Shoot reservation. I'm not going to read it today for lack of time, but it is an integral part of the lesson in tying in language arts standards, specifically because it's a Caldecott book and you can tie in all of the, look at the illustrations and how the illustrations are helping tell the story. It's gorgeous, it's wonderful. It is written by a Native American and illustrated by an Alaskan Native. And it's the first Caldecott book that actually is by Indigenous peoples. So we want to compare and help students know that not every Native American group is just homogenized. So I'm going to look right here. So Carol Lindstrom, who is the author, she is from this area right by the Great Lakes. She's Turtle Mountain Ojibwe. And so we want students to know that the Go Shoot, Chloe over here, are looking at water, celebrating water. The Ojibwe, or the Anishinaabe people, are also looking at water, ways they're celebrating water, ways they're trying to protect water because it is important and sacred. So after we read the book, you do a compare and contrast with what you've already learned about the Go Shoot with what we're learning about the Ojibwe people. So this next seed part, I'm gonna go in. So this covered seed standards in kindergarten, in 3rd grade, in 5th grade, in 6th grade. So if you were one of the grades that it doesn't teach, are there still plenty of things that it's covering? Social studies, English language arts, all of that. But it really goes in depth into seed standards in these. And so on here, we talk about what a desert is, what a drought is. And we have, this is the kindergarten through 2nd grade version right here. Just the entire seed standard is met after you're talking through this. I'm just gonna go through really fast. They do math, they do comparing and contrasting. So this is just one day. So if you don't want to do the C standard, you can leave it out. But we're talking about ways that students then can conserve water on their own. It's making it the lesson not just about the Go Shoot, now it's about them. Ways that we can conserve water. So what can we do to be good stewards of water? You guys will have ideas. The students would have just gone through the whole seed standard. We can brush our teeth with the water off, right? We can take shorter showers. What are other ways we can conserve water? Louder.
Water our lawn less.
Water our lawn less.
Or
That,
put in water-wise landscape.
yeah, put in water-wise landscape.
My auntie, and I don't have the facility to do it, but she had a sink beside her washer, and her rinse water would dump into her sink. And then she'd take a bucket and dump it back into the washer, because the rinse water was clean, and that's how she'd start the next wash cycle.
I love that. So on the slowtheflow.org website, one of my favorite things they said is take your pasta water that you drain off and water plants with it, because it has nutrients that will water your plants. So I'm like, just different ways, it has different ways of sharing this. And in the upper grades, and I didn't put it on here, they actually look at the Slow the Flow website and compare and contrast and do lots of different things there. So I just have, wear clothes more than once if the clothes aren't dirty. Hang them up again so that you're not doing as much laundry. I think we got most of these. So now what we get to do is we get to create a third melody that is inspired by a solution the students designed to save water. So thinking about how are you going to represent one of those things or another one of the things that you can think of to save water through a melody. We want to make it singable, so just one note at a time, simple and short. If you're not on Chrome Music Lab, if you're using instruments, you need to practice it so you can make sure you can repeat it. Also find a way to notate it so you remember it. And then after you have the melody created, this is a little bit harder on Chrome Music Lab, then you're going to create the contour line that represents it. So we're not starting with the contour line at all. On Chrome Music Lab, it's simultaneous because you're creating the contour while you're putting it in because of the way the program is used. So you're going to have just a few minutes now, completely different. It doesn't need to sound like your other melodies at all, but it should sound like a way we're saving water. So I'm going to just give you an example here. Here is my taking a shorter shower. I'm done. I can do it with my voice. I can do it with something else. That's my melody for having a shorter shower. Okay? Makes sense? I'm going to go this way. Right there. Okay. You have just a few minutes to create your third melody today. I know. So you're like, I'm just going to be here.
But Steve was very short
Like how I always start at when I found out how big the pipe was, what we call the big yellow circle, and then I think it was more like kindergarten, second grade. And then as much as possible, I made it like a science math project. I had a mentor house, and the students were I was trying to have the drawings, so I could take it on my part, but they did outlines.
Oh my goodness. And how many people could fit in
there? Yeah.
Wow. And that's why I'm like, I got a picture of a man standing, but I'm like, just to kind of give an idea, but we should put that on as an extension.
I know, that would be good.
Yeah.
And how I got that idea is I took a
No, I like it. I enjoy it. Like, no, I like it.
and then she took us to one of the farmers down in Baker. And his spigot was this big. It was so much water.
Your mom is close up.
And then she goes, can you imagine?
Well, that's how some people know. So, my assistant. Just like always did photos, unless I call her just like
Thank you.
yeah, she just did that.
Yeah.
But
A lot of my cousins and aunts usually yeah. We actually put them in the store and that's not what I think it's very tough to talk about the water.
Wow.
And then the teacher may redo it and have a bad course.
I didn't space it out that well, but that's.
I love it. Okay, if I give you about 2 more minutes, is that okay? Way to notate it and draw a contour line.
So do you still live in Bluffdale? Rose Crest Village. I was dating someone, but it's like dealing with things in like 5 years. I know. Hi. Deal with that. Well, at least I had several friends that got divorced because their husband was like, I don't care. I'm done. They don't very emotional. They don't. Well, in your case, that's what it was. But like, I have one friend. He's not. He just was like, I'm done. Yeah, they don't care. I'm just done. And like, he still says that her house is like this. I don't know about your situation with men, but I feel like that happens a lot. But I've noticed.
Okay, eyes on me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I would love to hear some compositions and you tell us the title or the way you were saving water so that we can listen for that way. Anyone? Yes. Okay. What's your title first so we can listen?
Doing dishes, saving water doing dishes, I guess is what
Okay.
you do, but it goes like this, wash, wash, wash. Oh, you do have to do that. Wash, wash, wash your dishes, use less water too. Pour less water down the drain, it's something we can do.
I love it. Because composing, you're creating these new lyrics and students, there is no wrong answer. They can set this up however they want. Another way of showing that you're conserving water. Renee?
This is called camp shower. Turn on the water, stop and wash. Turn on the water, stop and wash. Turn on the water, rinse on.
Oh, that's cute.
I love that, and I love the explanation because it makes it so that you can hear it as you're listening. One more? Yes.
I really like ours.
I love that you can hear the bubbling water, like it's bubbling, it's boiling, the pasta's boiling. So much creativity going on with this. So now, what we're going to do is we are going to create an entire song. So we have little motifs that we've had. So we are creating our own water song with different sections. You don't have to put it one in front of the other. You could decide you want to put your way of saving water first. You might decide, I want to do Birch Creek and then do it again, and then do Shorter Shower, and then do Birch Creek Modified. So find a way to create it. Now, what I would like you to do is I would like you to create a form with this. So your original one is A, this one's B, this one's C, but you could start with C, okay? And you could go, oh, I'm gonna do C, C, B, A. So we're looking at form in music, but you're just creating your entire water song today. So you're just gonna have a little bit of time and you notate it using alphabet for form, because that's what we do in music. So, creating your entire water song. Here's this if you need it. What I love about this is you can slide the notes together like you can't on any of the other. So each instrument has its own. Will you guys play yours? Will you play it for the whole group? Okay. I'm giving you time to practice and prepare. So.
I need to write on it. Thank you for paying attention. We have
So you add in measures. You can add in measures and just make it longer. I don't think it does. So students, they're so fast at it. They're just like, here we go, here we go. But if they have them saved, they can remember what they've done. So like each version has its own pros and cons. Yeah. Like, that's the wonderful thing about not having any type of sign-in. You can use it anywhere, anytime, but accessing it isn't. Unless you save each piece, and then what you'd have to do is you'd have one piece done, but you'd have to add in the other. Yeah. Or you could have 3 tabs open and play. 3 tabs open. Mm-hmm. It's not designed to create huge symphonies. It's like little melodies. So. But the fun thing about her music lab is if you have boom whackers, they're the same color. So they could then play it. The boom whackers are the same colors as the Crow Music Lab. Yeah. I had 5th graders and they were just like, oh, what is this? I love it. Mm-hmm. My favorite is my voice, just having everyone sing, but they have to feel super comfortable doing that. Yeah. You could do Crow Music Lab and then sing this part and then do like, so, yeah. sorry, I just realized this one has the
Yeah, she said notice that, but that's okay.
I just borrowed them. I borrowed them from BYU, and this is how it came. And I'm just like, yeah, yeah. Well, and they just barely moved all of their stuff to the new music building, and so finding the right part, I'm like, you just have no E. I'm sorry. Yeah, like, yeah. How is yours coming?
Great.
Will you guys play yours
Okay.
for everyone? Will you play that? Because you haven't played yet, right?
Yeah, so we're doing this, then this, and then this.
I love it.
See, we knew what to do. And I used my own markers because you didn't have enough colors in that one.
I'm so sorry. I have more up
It
there,
is,
but
it's all your fault.
I just grabbed the bags they gave me.
No, I know, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm glad you had your own markers.
You'd be surprised at what I have.
Oh yeah.
I'm always that person. On like
Are you guys? Are you good to go?
yes.
Does anyone need more time? Okay, final run through, just like 30 more seconds to do what you need to do, finishing up. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I love it. Okay, so I asked 2 groups to share instead of volunteers because I know it's kind of nerve-wracking when you're doing a longer one. So, will you guys share yours first?
Okay.
Did you guys hear the form? Was it A, C, B?
Yes.
Could you hear the melody that repeated and then changed the second time through? I love that. And you can have students say, okay, what do you think their form was? Okay, and then will you guys play yours? Okay, so you did, was it A, B, A, B, C?
Right.
I don't know if anyone else could hear that, but I could hear it repeat, and then it repeated but with a change. Then it did the first one again, and then it did it with a change, and then the last one was just really short. What was your last one representing? I forgot to ask you guys.
That was saving water.
Just
That was watering twice a week.
watering less, only watering twice a week. What was your
Just reuse water, the cycle.
the water cycle, which is why it was a circle, which I love that. Okay, so on here we looked at We Are Water Protectors, which uses the phrase Mini Wikoni, which means water is life. So that is our Ojibwe right there. But, so as we talked with the Confederated Tribes of the Goshute about their songs for water, they said they have many songs that they sing to their water, and the water listens as they sing. The people listen and learn from the water. However, because water is so sacred to them and so important, these Goshute songs are sacred and shouldn't be shared. So they shouldn't be used in classrooms. Many people across the world do have water songs that are appropriate for students to sing. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to let you actually listen to Clell talk about this. Not Clell, to Rupert Steele talk about this. If it will go. Might have to open it. Just 1 second. It's not pulling it, so I'm going to just play it off my desktop because I have it linked online and it's not working online. So I'm going to just play this one for you. Right.
Pasawimba. We call Pasawimba. Pasawimba. That's what they call it. So he said, the Pasawimba Horion, that means who visit people that are here.
That's Rupert Steele, chairman of the Confederated Tribes of the Goshute Reservation. He's talking about one of the most sacred places on earth to Shoshone people in parts of Nevada and Utah. Non-native people call it the Swamp Cedars, and to most people who have driven past on US Highway 50, it is just a curious stand of trees in the Spring Valley between Ely, Nevada, and Great Basin National Park.
We know, sing songs for the people. When our relative passed away, the remains go back to North Coast. The water and everything goes back into the good water down there. The songs will come up in the water. That's why water is alive. We were resilient people. We're very resilient. We've lived through very hard times. We will survive. But taking our water away, I'm not sure if we can survive that. That will be a tough one.
I love giving students the opportunity to hear from them. It's so powerful. So I'm going to open this one back up. So, like we said, the songs of the Goshute we can't sing in classrooms, but we are going to be doing a song. So here's the Goshute, a song from the Algonquin people. So it's close to Ojibwe, but are they the same? No. Do they have the same language? No. But they also have a strong feeling that water is sacred, that water should be learned from. So then you can see how close they are. So this is, I would like you to just listen and pay attention. So this is water song. The waters in the Algonquin are carried by females. But this song has been shared for females to sing, but also for men to sing, for children to sing, anyone who feels like they want to sing for the water. I'm going to share a little bit more after what an elder from the Algonquin people shared about this, but I want you to just listen.
Granddaughter, the water can hear you. The water has memory. Wabba, wabba.
generations. You are the keeper of the water.
To make the change in this life condition that we're in, that great-grandchildren will stand up to this truth of what life is about and to live it in such an honorable way, the way ancestors came to this earth. Each day when the sun rises, no matter how bad the day before might have been, there's a new chance for your hopes and dreams. And I say, Chimiquetch, thank you for singing the water song.
Okay, so like I said, this was asked, is this only for women? Does the water not hear men as well? And the grandmother says, women are given the responsibility of being water protectors. The sacred ceremonies, prayers, and songs come through women, as this sacred song did. This is honoring an ancestral tradition. Certainly the men are to do their part, which is so needed in this time. For times have now changed. Sing to the waters this song, relative. We need your voice. This water song came from a woman for us all. So I want, so that you feel comfortable having your entire class sing this song. It is for everyone to sing. It is honoring tradition, calling it a women's song, but it's not only for women to sing. And so the way you do this is you sing it 4 times, starting east, and then south, and then west, and then north. If you need to go like this as you're looking at it. So they have it phonetically. So Nibi Wabo, Nibi is water. So we have Nibi Wabo and Diane, Aki Miskwi Nibi Wabo. Heya, 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 hey, heya, 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 ho. So we're gonna try and sing it together today as our last thing. But I want you to think, how does this water song compare with the water song you created today? How could you compare and contrast it? And how do you use water, and when could you sing to water? Could you sing to the water as you're showering? Could you sing to the water as you're doing dishes? Different ways. So we're going to sing this together today, standing. I know it's kind of tricky, but I want to do this the right way. So look over your shoulder or come in the middle if you need to, so you can see the words, but we're gonna sing this one today. So this is the Algonquin water song.
Granddaughter, the water can hear you. The water has memory.
So the first time through, you can actually face this way and just watch and look at the words, because it will do it 5 times. Nibi, Wabo,
And Diane.
Just watch. Okay, now we're going to start our first this way. This is what it means.
Water is the lifeblood of our own body.
And facing south.
To continue to pass on the knowledge that needs to be given unto the other generations. You are the keeper of the water.
Facing
To make the change in this life condition that we're in, that great-grandchildren will stand up to this truth of what life is about and to live it in such an honorable way, the way ancestors came to this earth.
and our last direction facing north.
Each day when the sun rises, no matter how bad the day before might have been, there's a new chance for your hopes and dreams. And I say, Chimikwech, thank you for singing the water song.
Thank you for singing, creating water songs today. Just as a review, we did Go Shoot, Ojibwe, and Algonquin. Ba, water, in Go Shoot. Ni, water, in Ojibwe. Nibi, water, in Algonquin. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, you can contact me anytime. You can come ask Charlene and Clell any questions, but it is now lunchtime. If you want to just set instruments back up here, you can keep your papers however you want. So.